journey, there's a little short track called Martinsville. An easy half-mile around its bends, it's always such a thrill. Oh man, you gotta know, it's always one heck of a show. If it's a score you gotta settle, put the pedal to the metal. Martinsville's the way to go. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go. Let's go. Martinsville. Careful, pal, you better watch out. The racers there are out of sight. They're revving up, they're roaring by, passing on the left and right. Oh man, you gotta know, it's always one heck of a show. Run around and tear it up, you're taking home the cup. Martinsville's the way to go. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Martinsville. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go, Martinsville. Let's go. Let's go.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance. Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Welcome everybody to the Martinsville Speedway, the Paperclip, one of the best racetracks on the NASCAR schedule. We got 175 laps of high-packed action coming from here tonight. I am Sean Signore. I'm here with my boy James Watson and Kobe behind the booth. James, you are going to be out there tonight in that number 39 truck. How are you approaching this madness that's about to take place?
Well, a lot of it is just survival and hitting your marks. As long as the only thing that you're hitting is your marks, not the walls or the massive track blocker that's going to be in front of you, you're going to be able to survive pretty well here at the Paperclip.
Survive pretty well at the Paperclip. I'm not too sure, man. That's quite a bold strategy you got going there, but you know, it's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to get to the front here at Martinsville. It is survival. We're going to check out our keys to the race tonight. A couple more to make it to the end of this chaotic event. It's going to be brake management and corner exit. James, as you know, you are a good road racer. That makes you pretty good here at Martinsville, being on the brakes as much as you are.
Absolutely. You gotta make sure you can find that edge of braking to where you're maximizing your corner entry speed without just absolutely airmailing it, and being able to be easy on the throttle and not just completely dumping it. Although I feel like I probably skipped over onto another key with that answer.
Yeah, I guess so. Patience in traffic. As you know, James, getting through this race, you have to follow the truck in front of you getting into these corners, and that braking zone is always moving. Nailing that braking zone in traffic is going to be one of the biggest keys to getting around Martinsville cleanly. And our third one tonight, pit strategy and track position. Martinsville is not really known for its tire fall off, so 2 tires, no tires, fuel only is definitely on the cards tonight, and these pit strategies can definitely get you out in front and win a race.
Absolutely. Even sometimes taking no tires and no pit stops is a viable strategy.
Clean air. Well, not even just the clean air because you're going so slow, but the open track, the clean track where you're able to nail those braking zones, get off the throttle like you want to with nobody in front of you. It's worth more than anything else here at Martinsville.
Amen to that.
We'll be riding on board with James tonight, as we do quite a number of times with him throughout the year, and with myself as well. But with James, you know, usually on the road courses, it'll be fun to watch him here tonight on the oval. So much like a road course, James. Why do you think this translates so well into that background?
I think it's more not necessarily road course, but you know, just me being a short track driver in general. You know, my natural inclination is to kind of trail brake into the corner, and that works really well in short tracks and road courses, the way you attack the corner entries. And I just have not been able to get it to translate on anything bigger at all. You know, I'm lucky if I'm top 10 in a mile and a half, but put me on one of these short tracks and I'm usually up in the front.
It seems that the trail braking through the corner is kind of unknown to a lot of the oval racing guys. There aren't many opportunities to do it doing a NASCAR schedule. It's on intermediate tracks and super speedways and the likes of that. Trail braking is just not something that all these guys have done, but a lot of the road course racers have to get through, you know, chicanes and hairpins and things like that. Trail braking just comes par for the course over there.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna check out our point standings here tonight. Brad Newman still top of the board, still searching for that 10th victory on the season. Only a couple more shots to get it. 158 points behind him is Matty Ray. Ruben Phelps in 3rd, Brian Blundell in 4th, Ryan Barber in 5th, Andy Barber in 6th, Mark Grocott in 7th, Lachlan Urquio in 8th, Jason Holdsworth, Lee's brother, in 9th, and Brad Wright rounding out the top 10. James, we've seen some good runs out of Brad Wright recently, moving up in the standings.
Yeah, it's good to see him put together some really nice results, you know, not just here, but in other leagues as well. You know, Brad's a really good guy, a really good driver. He's had some good runs, on the verge of some good runs earlier in the season, but just couldn't quite piece it together, couldn't catch the breaks he needed. But as of late, things are really starting to fall into place, and the results are coming.
Yeah, didn't he get the finish he wanted at Talladega last week? But that's Talladega. At these other racetracks that the driver really counts at, he's really been showing up as of recently. I think he'd be one to watch tonight. Brad Newman right now fastest in practice as we're going to switch over into qualifying. 5 minutes of qualifying coming up. First truck on the track, Ryan Barber, last week's winner at Talladega in the 194. Got some momentum in the Barber camp this week. 1-2 finish for him and Andy, his pops. Really been putting in some good performances on Ryan's end, though, with this 194. Ever since he switched over to his number for his granddad, he's really been putting in top 5 finishes, and I think he's won a couple races. If not, most definitely he won last week.
Yeah, it's cool to see Ryan have great results. Oh no, I was
loose and spin out. That's after he gets a lap in, though. His first lap, 19.3. Pretty good lap there for Ryan Barber. It's going to set the pace here early. Ben Henniker out on track also in the 213 truck. We see the 38. That's Shane Bowen returning to the series tonight. He's going to clock in second quick, about half a tenth off of Brian, still on provisional pole. Oh, sideways 38 truck across the line. That second lap, it will count. But it ain't going to be much quicker than the first one. This is Jeremy Sumter. Quite an interesting paint scheme on this truck tonight. Can hardly see it. I have a feeling he's going to get run over with the truck looking like that. You can't see it. The 52 truck, don't matter how weird it looks. If it's fast, it's fast. See, he's going to come across the line and complete his first lap. Not too quick for the 52 truck, but it is a lap as we watch the 83. That is Matty Ray coming out for his warm-up lap. Always one to watch week in and week out in this series. Runs great, runs up front. Matty Ray is definitely one of the top 5 drivers out here week in and week out. I'm sure James knows that.
Absolutely.
Better remember that throughout this race tonight.
Yeah. He's going to make sure I don't forget.
Yeah, you wreck him, everybody's going to be upset. First lap for the 83 truck up front. On the pole, Matty Ray, the 19.097. He bested the 39 of James Watson, our boy in the booth. He was on provisional pole, but here comes out Brad Newman in his 33 truck. 9 wins on the season. Coming across the line to complete his first lap. He is going to take over the top spot from Matty Ray, a whole 10th quicker. Pretty big statement lap there from Brad Newman. Said, don't forget about me. The waning moments of qualifying. He comes out there and sets down a flyer. Is this second lap going to be any quicker? It is by a little bit. 100th of a second. It's quicker on his second lap. Brad Newman on the provisional pole here at the moment. Matty Ray, second spot there. James Watson in third. Kutai Dahl, your winner from the Roval a couple weeks ago, is going to be fourth. Lachlan Urquio, his return. After taking a couple weeks off, he's going to be fifth on the board. Ryan Barber in the 194 sixth. Pretty close, though, between second and fifth there. About a tenth and a half, but less than a tenth separates 4 trucks right there. James in the middle. James, how you feeling after your qualifying lap there?
Honestly, I was pretty unsatisfied with that lap. I felt like I could have done a lot better. I was kind of surprised to see it end up where it did.
You're up there in good company in that top 5. I think you did about the best you could there. Good to hear that you feel like you could have gotten more out of it. It bodes well for the race. Still got 175 laps to get something out of it.
Yeah.
We're going to step away, get a couple ads in real quick, and we'll be back with the starting grid and start from this race here at Martinsville. Welcome back to Martinsville Speedway here, gridding up for our race here tonight. 175 laps, high-packed action coming your way. Brad Newman on the pole. Matty Ray starting second to his outside. In third spot is going to be our man in the booth, James Watson in the 39 truck. Kutai Dahl starting in the fourth position in his 55. Lachlan Urquio is going to be starting fifth, and Ryan Barber in the 194 starting in sixth. In seventh is going to be Brian Blundell in his 86 truck, and Jeremy Sumter in his chrome truck starting in eighth. Shane Bowen, 38 truck starting in ninth, and Ben Henniker in the 213 starting in 10th. Tim Blundell starting 11th, and Andy Barber starting in 12th. Peter Jones in his 66 truck starting in 13th. Brad Wright in the 19 starting 14th. And Mark Grocott in his 73 truck is going to round out the field. We're going to go to our picks for tonight. James, who do you got? Can't pick yourself. I know you're starting third, but who do you think is going to be someone you're going to have to contend with up front tonight for the win?
I think Sumter. Jeremy really likes this track. He's a good short track driver, a good driver. I think he's going to be someone to keep an eye on.
I'd say it's a pretty good pick, especially with that invisible truck. It's going to be hard. Hard for anybody to race him. I think I'm going to go with that 194. Coming off a win last week, he has been quite putting in some good laps, some good races week in and week out. I'm going to go with Ryan Barber in that 194 truck. Kobe, what about you back there behind the booth?
Well, gentlemen, actually, I made a mistake there, boys. I actually picked Brad Wright, and you picked Ryan Barber, and I somehow managed to get them asked about face. But yeah, I picked Brad Wright because I've been watching a few other leagues going around Australia, and he had some really strong results in the last week. And I think riding that high, he might be able to harness that and bring it home tonight with a win. Back to you, gentlemen.
I'd say it's a pretty good pick, Kobe. We were talking about him earlier. I think you got the idea from us. I don't know. You can't fool us. Coming across the line, one more pace lap around. James, get those belts tight. How you feeling right now, right before the green flag?
Scared.
Yeah, it's a pretty good word to use right about now. I'd get butterflies here right before the start of these races as well, just knowing that from here on out, Lord knows what's about to take place as we are about to get 175 laps at the Paperclip. Toughest short track on the NASCAR schedule, the oldest short track on the NASCAR schedule, as Brad Wright leads them around turns 3 and 4, coming across the line for the green flag. Green is out. Good move there by Brad Wright, nice and smooth. Matty Ray sticking to his outside though, as James Watson in the 39 going to try and make a move here on Matty Ray for second. Side by side going down into turns 3 and 4. James Watson's going to get the job done. Matty Ray giving him plenty of room there. Side by side, deeper in the pack. You see Andy Barber making a move up a couple spots already, up 3 spots in the first lap alone. Jeremy Sumter to the outside, Tim Blundell to the inside. Some moving around up front. Lachlan Urquio peeking his nose to the inside of Ryan Barber.
Was moving around in my rear too. I had to make a little bit of a steering correction.
It gets loose here early on at Martinsville. Track not rubbered in yet. Easy to do, especially off of turn 4. Ryan Barber got a mirror full of Lachlan Urquio. A little bit of a bottleneck here. This is for the 5th position. Behind Lachlan's going to be that 86 of Brian Blundell. See a little bit of a higher line that Ryan Barber is taking through the corners. That line works here. A lot of people don't assume that. Sometimes they think a car running higher is going to be slower, but that top, you run a half a lane up, runs pretty good. The problem is it really gets people prone to sneaking it up your inside. As here we go, Lachlan Urquio making a move here on Ryan Barber. Does he give him the space going down to 3? He does not. He shuts the door on the 42. Gonna hold him up for another corner. Lachlan taking his time, biding his time. Oh, sideways is the 194, breaking sideways and through the center. Around goes the 42. Does the 86 take advantage of it? He drives deep into turn 3, goes high.
Oh yeah, he got onto the asphalt.
Pretty good job keeping it out of the wall there, but he is going to lose 3-4 positions here as his teammate Andy Barber gets by him on the inside. Here comes the 52 and the Ford truck just for good measure. That's that little bit of a freight train here at Martinsville on display. We see it early here as it happens to the 194. Ryan Barber, my pick, by the way. Just shows how quickly one mistake can lead to falling back 3-4 spots as he goes right back on the hunt. Dives back underneath Tim Blundell. A little bit of a moment there between the two of them. The Ford truck gives him the room. Battle for the 10th position here. After losing all those spots, you know Ryan's going to be up on the wheel trying to get them back. And I'm sure the driver of that Ford truck knows that as well, as he sees it in the mirror every corner. The 194 diving to the inside. Ryan, one of the more aggressive drivers in the series week in and week out, but he makes it work.
Yeah, unfortunately I had a bit of my own mishap of my own. Got a little too loose off at turn 2 and got the wall a little bit, which was a shame because I somehow set the fastest lap like the 2 corners before that happened. I guess I got a little too excited.
You run good up there in second and didn't lose any positions for the most part. Probably lost some time doing it, but not losing positions is what matters here.
Yeah, just curious on how it's gonna affect the performance. I do have some damage, so may consider taking some of those repairs if we get a caution.
We don't see any on our end, so I wouldn't sweat it too much. It's Martinsville, buddy. Head down. Go get that 33 in front of you. This battle back here heating up. Brian Blundell under fire from the 38 of Shane Bowen. Andy Barber in the 5 right behind the 38, all over his tailgate. Nowhere to hide here at Martinsville. If you're just a little slower than somebody, they will be all over you. There's no 3-4 lanes to go. Get away from people. It stacks up here very easily.
Yeah, and they will run you down a lot quicker than you think. That's the worst part, is that just feels like just a couple laps into a run, you think you're doing the best you can, you think you're doing solid, and then all of a sudden the leader, where in the world did he come from? How am I already gonna get lapped? This is ridiculous.
Oh, it happens quick here, especially it's just such a short track. You lose so much time back there in traffic, you're a quarter of the track behind at the time it goes green. Battle heating up here for 8th position. Jeremy Sumter all over the back of this 5 truck. And the battle heating up 4-6 as we see it on the screen. Brian Blundell in the 38. Trying to get his nose underneath to get this spot. You can see his truck is working a little better through the center. Such a hard pass to make here in open space like this. You really have to anticipate the truck in front of you making a mistake. And if not, you have to get the better run off the corner, and that's hard to do here.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of incidents, because you just, at times, you just kind of have no choice but to dive bomb. Because it's so hard to get that perfect run you need to make that outbraking maneuver.
And there are people that give it to you, and there are people that don't.
Yep.
There are times you make a move, and you're there, and someone doesn't give it up. And that's what causes the incidents here at Martinsville. I see that more than anything, in real life and on sim. As you see this 38, lap after lap, trying to make a move on this 86 truck. Brian Blundell doing a great job, keeping it poised under pressure. No mistakes out of him. We ride on board Shaden Bowen. Good looking truck here, black and the red. Looks kind of like a Todd Gilliland Zane Smith 38 truck. That truck's not still out there, huh, James?
The 38 truck?
The front row truck.
Yeah, it's still out there.
Oh yeah, Lane Riggs. Kinda
Yeah,
looks like
and
that.
Chandler Smith.
Yeah. Brad Newman getting around the lap truck of Mark Grocott. Lap trucks will play a difference here tonight. No matter how fast or slow, lap traffic is always a factor here at Martinsville.
Yep.
I don't see it not being a factor. Contact in the back. Shane Bowen into the back of the 86 of Brian Blundell going into the corner. This battle is definitely heating up. Brian Blundell holding them off for the moment. Oh, sideways that 86. Side by side going down the backstretch. Shane Bowen, he gets the job done as Andy Barber tries to follow him through. Take advantage of the situation, and he does as well. I'm not sure how he didn't wreck it. He was sideways as all hell going through the center of 1 and 2 there. Great save out of Brian Blundell. Wheelman action always on display here at Martinsville. As we go back up towards the front, Maddie Ray, Kutai Dahl. Battle heating up for third. We were watching this as the battle in the back kind of got a little hot. Kutai Dahl, been one of those drivers, joined the series as of late, has really made a name for himself as the 73, Mark Grocott, has to bail out of the way there. That holds up Matty Ray just that little bit, and the 55 truck inches in closer. Talking about Kutai, he joined the series a couple weeks ago, about a month ago now. Really has put in some great performances, has won a couple races. Remember him winning the Roval, ran great at Kansas. Has really been impressive. I'm sure that's not a truck you want to see in your mirror, James.
Nope. Thankfully, he's not in my mirror. Yet, at any rate.
Not yet, but he is working over this 83 of Matty Ray. Practically a deja vu of that 86-38 battle. Hard to make the move happen without mistakes, and these guys, they don't make mistakes. They are smooth as glass up towards the front of these races. Very highly skilled. It's only going to exasperate the problems here at Martinsville and heighten the tensions. So you see a little bit of a wiggle out of the 55, getting back in the gas. He made it stick. No lift out of him as he closes in on the back of that 83. Riding on board with Kutai now. You see the back of that 83 truck moving around. And one thing about this race right now, we are 34 laps into the run. You know, running officials and running Martinsville on the iRacing service, it's very rare that you get more than 10 laps, 15 laps in a row. So this might be unknown territory no matter how many practice races you've done this week. We
yeah, I
are
had
seeing some
14
tire wear.
cautions in my B Open on Wednesday alone.
Yeah, as you get up into this 35 lap, 40 lap range, you know, a lot of these guys haven't gone this far in a set of tires, and you're going to start seeing a little bit of an unknown territory. As Brad Wright closing in on a couple lap cars there. His lead 5.5 seconds over James Watson at the moment. Steadily been the fastest truck on track, putting in another Brad Wright-esque performance here at the moment. Brad Newman, I'm sorry. Week after week, he is the truck to contend with, closing in on the 19 of Brad Wright. A little bit of a struggle for some of these guys in the back so far, but as we get further on to these runs, there's just nowhere else to go, and the leaders will catch you on such a small track.
Yeah, I think we've already put Mark Grocott down 2 laps.
Ben Henniker making a move on Brad Wright. I'm sorry, that's Brad making a move on Ben. Right in front of Brad Newman. It's not particularly what the leader wants to see, as he's going to shove his nose to the inside of Ben Henniker. Big dive there. That was risky out of Brad Newman.
Yeah.
Getting to the inside. 2-1-3, not giving it up easy though. Going down to turn 3, Brad makes the move stick. Oh man, that was harder than it had to be.
Yeah.
That's what we love
That's just
watching here at
Martinsville.
Martinsville. Yep, that's Martinsville for you. Got to make those moves when you can. When the door is open, you have to be decisive and take it, or else you're never going to get anything done here. Even with all that traffic, Brad Newman still driving away from the pack. 6 seconds on James in second place. 7.5 on Matty Ray in third. That is a huge gap here at Martinsville. See him making his way to the inside of the 19. He gives it up. Respectful move there out of Brad Wright. One more truck to go. It's the 66 of Peter Jones. He gets a little bit of a wake-up call. A little bit of a tap out of the way. Brad Wright is through. All those slow trucks. Oh, big contact there. A little bit of a stack up. That's going to give some nose damage to Ben Henniker. It's not going to bode well for him. He hit the back of the 19 of Brad Wright pretty hard there. We check in on this battle for third. Matty Ray, Kutai Dahl. Kutai still not able to get the job done as of yet. You just don't get an opportunity here unless the guy in front of you makes a big mistake, especially being so closely matched. You know, these guys are running lap times practically even with each other. If they're off each other, it's by a 100th of a second. That's how close these two are, and it's no wonder it's hard for them to make a pass on each other.
Yeah, it's so frustrating, and you know, that also lends itself into why passes can get aggressive and contact and bump and runs, because after a while you get real freaking sick of seeing the same damn tailgate lap after godforsaken lap, and you just like, alright, I've had enough, get out of my face.
You might not even be going slower, too. It's just the fact that somebody's in front of you. It just gives you the illusion that you're being held up. And it gives you that giddy up and go, and it gets you frustrated and intense. And it all could just be a mind game. You could be going just as fast as you would be if he wasn't there. It's just the guy in front of you. That's all it takes here at Martinsville. It's such a mental track when it comes to getting around cars and getting around in traffic. As we see them closing in on this 73 truck and Mark Grocott, he has been interesting, to say the least, every time we've gotten the camera on him tonight. Matty Ray gets the job done, and Kutai follows him through. This battle for third, I think this is going to be the battle of the night. And it will continue. As we are 50 laps into this race, James, it seems to be a pretty clean race here at the moment here at Martinsville. What is the strategy with 175 laps on the race? Don't think you guys can go that far on a tank of gas.
Nope. And honestly, I haven't come up with anything yet.
And we all get thinking about it. I mean, I think I was your crew chief before, but you weren't too happy with my performance. I'm willing to help nowadays. So. I'm willing to take my job back if you're willing to give it.
Yeah, I think I actually quite liked one of the calls you made.
You're one of the few.
Well, yes, but that's every week. Oh.
Blundell, the 86 truck, comes down pit road. Gets a black flag on the entry, though. That might be speeding on entry. Pretty easy to do here, especially under green flag. Green flag stops are not something these guys have practiced before in the past, let me tell you.
No, they have not.
A rarity here at Martinsville.
And that means no, I have not.
How many laps of fuel you got left, James?
A lot. It's going to be a while before I consider stopping.
Interesting battle here. Brad Newman closing in on the back of the 194 to lap him. It's Ryan Barber. I imagine Barber might not give it up too easily, but he does. He runs a little too high up in the asphalt again. Been a little bit of a struggle out of the 194 tonight. Martinsville is just one of those tracks where if you're just off a little bit, it is shown that much more. As he is now a lap down to Brad Newman. 57 laps into it. As we see the 86 coming off of pit road. He is now going to be 5 laps down on the night. That's how much a black flag will cost you under green here at Martinsville. It is disastrous, to say the least. That really...
Yeah. A black flag around here is race ending.
Yeah, that's a tough deal for Brian Blundell. He was having a great race, up in the top 10, running good. And something like that happens, it just derails the night. He can use a couple caution flags. But the racing is still hot and heavy. 60 laps into a tire run here. It doesn't happen often. These guys, they are sliding around. See the new tires on that 86. It's going to feel like Superman for a little bit. The 73 and Mark Grocott. Big traffic here for James underneath the 19 of Brad Wright. So much happening here at the moment.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Side by side in front of him, a couple lap trucks, is Peter Jones and Ben Henniker. Peter's going to try to block down to the inside. That's going to be tight right there. Not what James wants to see out of his windshield, running in second spot. More contact down the back going into turn 3. The battle for 11th heating up between these two. That is going to allow Matty Ray to close right in on the back of this 39. A tough break here in lap traffic. As we said earlier, lap traffic plays such an important part here at Martinsville. One more truck to go for James. 2-1-3. doesn't want to give it up. Trying to make the move done, James Watson. He sees that 83 of Matty Ray in his mirror closing in. He's going to get to the inside here. And he is clear going out into turn 1 past the 213. Clean track in front of James now. It's what he wants to see. Pretty interesting couple laps there, huh, bud?
Yeah, having to figure out where to go, what's going on, having to ascertain how bad the contact was going to be between Henniker and Jones, thinking to myself, am I really going to have to take this 3 wide?
Yeah, that was quite a predicament there, and you know, for a couple times it looked like they were going to wreck right there in front of you, so you did a good job biding your time getting through that situation. That could have been very nasty indeed. Definitely two guys I wouldn't want to take 3 wide here. As James got some clean track out in front, Matty Ray still has to get around Ben Henniker. We've seen this 213 be pretty tough to pass as a lap truck so far with 2 examples. Might be interesting to watch. See how Matty Ray deals with this problem. Kutai still stalking behind him. And shout out to the 42. Have not talked about him so far tonight. Lachlan Urquio started 5th, running in 5th. He's been sitting pretty right behind the 55 and the 83. Not far off of these guys at all. But Brad Newman, far off of everybody, driven away. His lead almost 10 seconds on the pack. Up to 9.2 last time around. Really putting in a whooping tonight. So far, sorry, James, I was to say, so far clean and green. Not one yellow out here tonight. Very unusual for here at Martinsville.
Yeah, go figure, the one time I need a yellow, we're going to go caution free.
Never say never, because these guys, they're still bumping into each other. They are still giving each other a day's work. Matty Ray still stuck behind that 213. 213 is pretty fast, putting in some good laps, especially when he got behind fast guys like the 39 and like the leader, Brad Newman.
Yeah, he is not easy to pass. I had to send it on him a little bit just to get the opportunity to do so.
You know, Matty hasn't gotten close. This 213 doing a good job holding his own here at the moment. As Mark Grocott joins the picture yet again. He's going to hold his truck down to the inside, stay out of the way. Matty Ray still holding on to that 3rd spot. A great example of how hard it is to pass. 55 caught him, couldn't pass him. Caught the 39, he couldn't pass him. Stuck behind this lap truck, can't pass him. That's a great example of how slow you are going around here at Martinsville. And when you're going slower, it's harder to pass.
Well, it looks like Junior bringing it down.
Our first bite of the night on the pit road buffet is going to be Ryan Barber. He was struggling back there. He was running in the 10th position when he came down onto pit road. He's really rolling the dice now, though. I'm hoping it stays green. Martinsville's an easy place to get a speeding penalty, too. 35 miles an hour on pit road. Very tricky pit road to be under, even under yellow. It's just one of those pit roads that is treacherous. I've seen many races thrown away on this Martinsville pit road. Clean stop for the 194 so far. But with the green flag pit stop, he's going to end up 3 laps down. 2 more than he was. He was already a lap down, but 3 laps down to Brad Newman. But with new tires, he's going to be feeling like Superman. Might want to wait to bring him up. He's going to be on it with his new tires. It's going to be pretty tough for him right here. Might want to keep the camera on him. Brad Newman under fire from Peter Jones at 66. Brad Newman, your leader, getting passed by somebody on new tires on the curb.
Oh
The
no, he's
194.
going around.
Caution is going to come out here. Just trying to get to the inside of Brian Blundell. Got stuck up on the curb. Might not have known those guys were on fresher rubber too, because he was really pushing it, trying to get around those fellas.
Yeah,
a great
that is
example of what that curb does to you.
Yeah, that is a huge bummer for Junior. That is gonna really make things tough for him now, being a bajillion laps down.
Trying to get down underneath the 86. He just touches that curb with the left front tire, and that curb will send you right around every time. Does a pretty good job getting going, but the caution nonetheless still comes out. And like James just alluded to, that puts a big dent into his strategy. He'll take the wave around here, potentially get back up on the 2 laps down, but he's going to need a lot more yellows for this to work out. As our leaders all on pit road, James Watson, Brad Newman, making their pit stops here under yellow. We're going to step away real quick, get a couple ads in, and we'll be back with the restart here at Martinsville.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Welcome back to Martinsville. Coming across for the restart here. 102 laps to go. I'm sorry, 92 laps to go here from Martinsville Speedway. Brad Newman with the restart. James to the outside, digging deep. He set it under brake. This is his opportunity. Back into the wall, though. A little bit of wall contact for the 39. He's got to settle for second. Battle for third here. Kutai Dahl running a little wide, turns 3 and 4. It's going to get the 42 underneath him for fourth. Ooh, problems again for the 55. He goes way wide. Loses another spot to Shane Bowen. Here comes this 52 with Jeremy Sumter and his invisible truck to the inside. You haven't seen him. What was that, Cody? Yes, it looks like the Predator camouflage, like you said. Well, there's 2 reasons why James hasn't seen him tonight.
Yeah.
But that battle has calmed down, though, as Kutai Dahl settles in the sixth position. Behind the 52, Andy Barber, the lap truck in between them. Peter Jones in the 66. A lot of wave around trucks out there. Going to be in the mix with some of these lead lap trucks. A little bit of a tire disparity, some contact there. Andy Barber.
Oh no, Andy!
On the backstretch. He had contact with the 66 of Peter Jones. Have to get that on the replay.
and he is not a happy camper.
Not a happy camper in the 5 truck camp. And 66 lap truck in front of him on older tires, just holding them up necessarily. Got into the back of him in the center of the corner. We check it out here on the replay going into turn 1. Contact there on the curb, contact there again. Sends the 5 truck around. Just a weird place to make contact there. The load on the right side of the truck coming off the corner, it will send you around.
Yeah,
said
plus
it
it looked like
earlier.
he also got the curb too. He was holding off the throttle so hard and so long behind Peter, trying to get to the inside, and he just kind of caught the curb, and that's what really upset the truck and sent it off into that spin.
And we said it earlier, lap trucks play a role, no matter up front or in the back here at Martinsville. And there's just another case of it. You know, the red mist trying to get around somebody a lap down, end up ruining your own race doing it. Tough break there for the 5 truck. Him and Ryan have had tough breaks tonight. You know, Ryan just caught that bad break with the caution on pit road, and you know, coming off a 1-2 finish last week at Talladega is not what these boys wanted to see. But it just shows week in, 1 week to the next, how different it can be here on the oval racing circuit.
Yeah, and you see that happen a lot too. You know, that exact scenario where you're held up behind another vehicle, you're waiting so long to get on it that you just kind of try to stick your nose to the inside right as you're exiting the corner, and sometimes there just isn't enough space, and either you make contact with the truck or you make contact with the curb. And unfortunately for Andy, it was both.
Yeah, just a little bit of that red mist there, getting held up, wanting to get around somebody, sticking that nose, and the 66 didn't want to give it up. Can't put blame on either one of them. It takes 2 to tango here at Martinsville, and that's true here than anywhere else. A little more room could have been given by both parties, and it just ended badly for both of them, really. As we come down into the restart here. 82 laps to go. Brad taking them all the way to the wall on the outside. Into the zone. Green flag is out. Nice and smooth restart here, side by side by both parties. Contact in the back. Jeremy Sumter into the back of the Shane Bowen. Knocks him up the track. He held onto it. Great save out of that 38 truck. It's Kutai Dahl on the outside. He's going to run wide again. Just like on the last restart, it's going to kill him. Going to lose a little bit of ground there. It's this field tightly packed. Up front, James Watson giving Brad Newman a run for his money. In that mirror, the closest we've seen anybody get to Brad Newman tonight. We've seen that 33 truck be dominant throughout the beginning part of this race. Drove away by 10 seconds, pulling away every lap, but right now, at the moment, that is not the story. After the pit stop, after some adjustments, James Watson all over the rear. And Matty Ray sitting in third, just watching this all go down. Throughout the pack, though, it is tight racing. Shane Bowen all over the back of the 42 of Lachlan Urquio. That's going to be for 4th. Contact. 42 and 38 make big contact. 55 into the back of the 38. Kutai makes a move to the outside. That is the 4. Tim Blundell having a great run. Up 4 spots from his starting position into the 7th spot. He is all over the back of Kutai. These guys had a little bit of a stack up a couple laps ago. Gotta try to regroup. Not take it personal, because that is just racing here in Martinsville.
Yes, sir. You can't move your elbow without knocking someone into the fence, feels like.
It doesn't matter who it is, man. I've wrecked with teammates. Hell, I wrecked with a teammate 12 hours ago here.
Yeah.
It's part of racing here in Martinsville. James, a little bit of a slip up there through the center. It's going to let Brad get away just a tiny bit. But James not going to give up. Sorry.
Yeah, I felt her get a little sideways on me going into the corner.
Truck stopped here, though, off of turn 4. Mark Grocott on the inside, just now getting away right in front of the leaders. That was a scary situation. Not going very fast here at all. I think he's just letting the field by, though, going into 1. Hopefully he can get back going up to speed. Tough race for that 73 truck tonight. He is just trying to get out of the way. Nowhere to hide here at Martinsville.
No, there is not. It's like this is the scariest place to race at.
It's kind of a little bit spread out here in the top 4. Brad Newman, still your leader, has led from the green flag, your only leader tonight. James Watson still in second, trying to hunt him down. Has matched his lap times as of recent. Tough climb closing in, though. Matty Ray running in third. Sticking to the back of this 39 truck, and right behind him, his teammate Lachlan Urquio in the 42. Oh. No, the yellow is out on the track.
Don't know.
Can't see who that is. I think that's might be Ryan Barber.
Is that
there.
a Barber?
It's Andy Barber again.
Andy again.
Second time tonight. Don't see this often. The 5 trucks would go down to turn 3 here on the replay. Oh, nothing here. Might be this next upcoming lap. Nice and clean so far. Oh, I see it. He gets a little loose down coming down to turn 3 right here. Just too much rear brake, sends him up towards the wall.
Yeah.
No contact, gets it going. Just an inconsequential self-spin there. Good job by him holding it together. It's not often you see... I'm sorry, Kobe. He parked it up for the night. Gonna call it a quits. Still a tough race for the 5 car. You don't see too many mistakes out of him. Lucky Dog, though, gonna go to his son, Ryan Barber. Gonna put him 1 lap down. 1 more caution. This 194 truck, he's back in it, boys. Might want to ping him up now while something good has happened. Ryan Barber, Sean up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hi, boys.
Hey, well, you are the lucky dog. This yellow caught a bad break a couple yellows ago, right after you made your pit stop there. But on the comeback trail, looking pretty good now. Just need 1 more caution to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the car a bit. I don't think my set really aligns with what I want out of the car. Seems like the rear end just likes to step out midway through the corner. So once you're going through the transition of corner entry to corner exit, I feel like I'm struggling at. So yeah, not too sure what I can do to fix it. I've moved my bias back forward to see if that would help. But apart from that, it's pretty impossible to try and fix the car when you're running such a loose set around here. So I don't know. I'm just trying to claw my way back through. Just getting the lead lap and then try and pick off a couple.
Not looking too bad at the moment for a comeback. Looking pretty glim earlier when you were 3 laps down, but looking much better right now. So tough break though for your pops there in the 5 truck. It seemed pretty upset there with the 66 going back and forth. How do you think that all went down from your perspective?
Like I see 2 points of view. I can see Dad's. I was having trouble. Oh, hey, something. I was having some trouble with one of the Blundells too, with him being a lapped car, and then just having a bit of trouble with trying to pass him. Lapped cars shouldn't really be finding other cars, so I'm looking from that perspective. But as the perspective from the other car, he doesn't exactly have to, move all the way out for him anyway. So I don't know. yeah, it's a bit interesting there. I don't really have much to say because I do like Peter, so yeah, just a tough one.
Yeah, just racing here at Martinsville Short Track Racing. Well, good luck, buddy. Hope you get your, from a non-biased view, hope you get your caution, get back on the lead lap, mixing up with these boys. We're going to send you back up there. We just went back green. Good luck.
Yeah, I'll give it a crack. I might adjust the car and yeah, just see what happens.
That is Ryan Barber looking for a caution to get his lucky dog, and right now they are racing hard. Brad Newman got away a little bit on that restart. James is going to settle in behind him in second. Lachlan Urquio, though, making a move back underneath Shane Bowen. But tough restart there for that 42. Not sure what happened, but he has lost a bunch of spots. He got ran up high there a couple laps ago. This battle up front for the lead, hotly contested. Jeremy Sumter, though, moving into the 4th spot. This 52 truck on the move. James's pick for the night. Might have been a pretty damn good pick out of James. Jeremy is up 3 spots from where he started. Sorry, 4 spots from where he started. In his invisible truck, by the way. Caution is out. That is going to be the 38 truck of Shane Bowen sideways. Turn 2. Not sure what happened there. He did get an apology, though. Check it out here on the replay. 4 truck Tim Blundell to the inside. Trying to make the move happen. That was turn 4. I imagine the contact comes up here in turn 1. And just locked the brakes up a little bit, slid up the track into the rear of the 38, sent him around. Caution comes out. Tough break for Shane Bowen, having a great night, was running into the 6th position. Kept the truck out of the walls. A little bit of a mix-up up front. Brad Newman comes down on pit road to get another set of tires. Been on this set for about 35 laps now. But most of the field does not pit. James Watson is going to stay out and take the lead. Matty Ray over into 2nd. Jeremy Sumter into 3rd. It'll be fun to watch this 33 truck try to work his way back up through this field.
Yeah, I just didn't like the idea to pit that close after Matty, Lockie, etc. had pitted. I want to get more of a tire offset.
That's where they lost their track position. Guess I didn't see them come down. We were talking to Ryan. But the, yeah, I'm not sure if I like that call either, but he's going to be restarting in the 6th position. Not too many trucks, not as many trucks as I thought there would be. Might be one to watch here, Brad Newman. James Watson, your new leader, is going to have Matty Ray restarting behind him, 1 to go this time at the line. Ryan Barber, though, your lucky dog, back on the lead lap. That was the caution he needed, and he got it. From 3 laps down to back on the lead lap. I'd say it's a pretty good comeback, and anything can happen from there.
Absolutely.
Coming to the restart now, James Watson, your new leader. 2nd leader tonight. Coming across the line, it's going to be 52 laps to go. Sorry, 51 laps to go. Big jump for James Watson. He's going to scoot away. Brad Newman trying to get to the inside of Lachlan Urquio. It's going to be for the 4th position. He's going to get the job done coming off of turn 4. 4 truck Tim Blundell is going to run wide. And Shane Bowen already back by him. Making quick work of Tim to get his position back after that last caution. I'd say it's some co-opetition there out of the 4 truck. Good sportsmanship to give him the spot back. As up front, James Watson with the mirror full of Matty Ray. Jeremy Sumter, great run running in 3rd, but he has a mirror full of Brad Newman. on some fresh tires, trying to make his way up back through the pack, the dominant truck tonight. This is the battle to watch on the track. Seems to be struggling to get the move done just as of now. You want to get it done as soon as you can on newer tires. The more laps you run, the more equal they will get. But for the moment, he is stuck behind that 52 truck. This top four separated by less than a second. Lachlan Urquio running in 5th. Shane Bowen coming back from his spin up into 6th. Tim Blundell in 7th. And Ben Henniker back on the lead lap running in 8th. We saw some good laps out of him earlier. One truck that has lost a lot of track position as of recent, the 55, Kutai Dahl, all the way back into the 9th position. Kind of got ran wide there on the restart. Tough break for him. Just wanted to acknowledge that. He was running up in the top 5. It's a battle up front. Brad Newman going down to the inside. Oh, nice and tight between Jeremy and Brad. Brad's going to try to work his way to the inside here. Jeremy's going to shut the door. Does not want to let it happen. Brad's going to have to try again. That was tight going down to turn 1. Kind of a half block there by Jeremy, a half move by Brad. Almost ended in a wreck.
Yeah, something's not an easy guy to pass.
Especially with an invisible truck, you can't see what he's doing. Brad all over the mirror. He's going to dive down to the inside. Another block from Jeremy Sumter, but that is a late dive from Brad. I don't think this battle's going to end anytime soon. Another move to the inside by Brad Newman. And another block by Jeremy. Brad Newman still trying to make the move. He's going to have a run here going down to turn 3. He's going to make a move to the inside. Jeremy just not let it happen, but he locks it up just a little bit. Almost opens the door again for Brad. This battle's not ending. Here comes the bumper. You knew that was coming. Here comes another bumper to the inside to 33. I think he's got there now. He's going to get the job done and get around the 52. Does the bumper get repaid back into 1? Oh, he drove it in there deep. Jeremy Sumter might be seeing a little bit of that red mist now. Trying to get back to Brad Newman. But for the moment, Brad's going to settle in 3rd. Battle for the lead. Still nice and pretty close there. James has got a mirror full of Matty Ray. Matty on a little bit fresher tires than James, but not much. The best battle on the track right now is going to be for 5th. Shane Bowen, Lachlan Urquio, Kutai Dahl. A little bit of a 3-way battle for 5th. Shane's been peeking to the inside of that 42. Just has not been able to get position on him yet. The laps ticking away. Down to about 42 laps to go. This restart has felt hectic from the beginning. Oh, big slide there out of the 42. Lachlan Urquio, what a save. Does that open the door for 38? Battle for second here. Brad Newman to the inside. Matty Ray. Gonna get the job done. New second place runner. It's going to be that 33 of Brad Newman going for win number 10 on the season. He's going to set his sights on James Watson. And it's not going to be long till he gets to that bumper as we go down to turn 3. And he is there on the back of James Watson. We didn't like his call for tires, but he has proven us wrong. Per usual, Brad Newman to the inside for the lead. James not going to give it up. Runs up a little high in the middle, but he's going to have to settle in behind. A valiant effort by James Watson to hold on to the lead. Not much he can do about that. He's going to settle in for a second. Good job there, James. You did the best you could.
Yeah, I'm surprised I was able to last it as long as I did.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, but he took his time getting around that 52. A 52 made it awfully hard for him. This battle for fifth, though, still nice and red hot. That iron is still ready to strike, and that is the 38. Sideways again, the 42. 38 to the top side here. We've seen the top work a couple times tonight. Is he able to get it done? Holding on to that track position to the top, on top of the 42. Trying to get it done for fifth. Shane Bowen coming back from the spin. The last caution. Not that time around as the 42 dives it in deep. He's going to run it wide. The 38's going to get the position on him, and Kutai follows him for good measure. A tough corner for Lachlan Urquio as he drops down to the 7th spot. Ran in 5th place for most of the night, but at the moment, down into 7th after a big slide. But it's not over for the 38 truck. Oh, some big contact there with Mark Grocott. I believe the 83 and Matty Ray ran in the back of him there. Might have given him some damage.
Yeah, we kind of caught Mark in a not great part of the track.
Spreads it out amongst the front runners here. Matty Ray's truck looks pretty clean, but he hit the 73 pretty hard. Be interesting to see if Jeremy Sumter is able to make a move on him for that 3rd spot. Another instance of the lap traffic playing a part in tonight's race. Kind of breaks up this race that we had brewing for second, but Matty Ray closing back in on James Watson now. He's already forgotten about the incident. Kind of running a little bit of a higher line, but making it work. We saw Lachlan doing the same thing in his truck. Although it didn't work out too well for him, but Matty Ray making it work. Very interesting line out of this 83. At the moment, he's closing in on 2nd place and driving away from Jeremy in 4th.
Looks like some of our wave around trucks are... Well, no, they shouldn't be pitting because they had more cautions to pit, so wonder why Brad Wright's coming down right now.
19 truck on pit road. Not a very good night for Brad Wright. He was 4 laps down. Could be any sort of issue that he's having right now has him on pit road. But a tough night for Brad coming off a win earlier in the week in another league. Had a rough week last week, but the momentum really starting to swing the other way for him overall. As Brad Newman, your leader, driven away by James Watson from 2 seconds after taking the lead. Has that tire advantage, so we expect him to do that. But James has got a mirror full of Matty Ray. Since the beginning of this race, Matty Ray has been behind James Watson, waiting for an opportunity to get around, and as we close down towards the end of it, time is ticking and he knows it. If he wants around this 39 truck with no numbers on the side, he's going to do it quick. I'd want to get around James just because of that, the no numbers.
I got to show off Blue Thunder, my boy.
Yeah, I got beat by a truck with no numbers. What do you mean? A great run tonight out of James. Says Martinsville's his favorite track, much like myself. Great minds think alike, and he's proven it tonight with his 2nd place run. But at the moment, it is under threat. He's got 4 or 5 trucks all lining up behind him, ready to pounce. And they are closing in on each other. Kutai Dahl, Shane Bowen closing in on the back of both Matty and Jeremy. Got ourselves a stack up here, brewing towards the end of this race here at Martinsville.
Oh.
Yellow is out. Can't see who that is.
I
I
saw
believe
a
it might have
couple.
been Blundell, Brian Blundell in the 86. Off of 4, it seems that Brian might have gotten a little loose right here. We see it on the replay. Getting back in the gas, just loops it around. Self spin, nobody hurt. And it's really going to shake up the race at the front as our leaders are on pit road, except for Brad. Brad Newman stays out on the racetrack. Might not have had a set of tires to take, but everybody else on pit road. Kind of a little bit of a flip of the script. That's really going to make things interesting here. Nice and smooth entries for all your leaders. We're going to have to check out this race off pit road. That's going to be just as important. James Watson, you're first off of pit road, beats Matty Ray. Sumter is going to follow off in 4th. Kutai Dahl, Shane Bowen, Lachlan Urquio. About how they came in. I don't think anybody changed positions there. But an interesting scenario here is Brad Wright staying out on the racetrack, 40 laps on his tires compared to the rest of them. 40 laps, enough of a tire delta to make the pass is what James is wondering. James, what are you thinking?
I don't know. It is an interesting strategy. We'll see how this works out.
It worked for him if he didn't get this yellow. He would have been sitting pretty, driving away from the field. So I'd say it was a good call on his end, but he's going to have to really drive him hard now to stay in front of this pack of wolves behind him. So 1 to go this time, James? I think so.
Yes, sir.
1 lap to go. Gonna come back around to 19 to go on the race. Brad Newman, your leader. On older tires, James Watson, Matty Ray, Jeremy Sumter behind him on freshies. A whole pack of those behind them. Shane Bowen, Kutai Dahl. Going to be 19 laps to go from the paperclip. Anything can happen here, and it will. Coming around to the restart zone, Brad Newman. Green flag is out. A big jump for Brad. Going to get away into the wall. Jeremy Sumter. That's going to give him some right front damage. Into the brakes again. Around goes the 52. Into the wall. Caution is out. Jeremy Sumter restarting in the 4th spot. Seems like he got a little bit of contact. Maybe spun his tires there. Into the outside wall. Then going down to 1. Just a tap from the 38. Sends him around. Just shows how quickly things can happen here from a top 5 run to in the wall in seconds.
Yeah, that's been the story of Jeremy's luck as of late.
And he just spun the tires on the restart on his own. Into the outside wall hard. Easy to do here at Martinsville on cold tires. Especially in a late race scenario like this. He wants all he can get. He can taste the win. Into the wall. And he kind of slowed down in a weird spot there. I'm not sure what happened to him in the center of the corner. Really can't put blame on Shane Bowen there getting in the back of him. But definitely a mix-up of contact, and it's going to send that 52 to the back. Tough break for Jeremy Sumter, but he is still on the lead lap. Still plenty of time to get back up in the top 5. We've seen good speed out of him. Well, James, you got a practice restart under your belt now. We got one more, at least one more to go. You think you have learned anything there? You can apply to this restart, maybe stick with him?
Yeah, I don't know if off the jump, I think I'm gonna be better served just trying to see if I can slot in behind him and see if I can kind of out-tire him, get string enough laps together to where I can maybe try to see if I can make a move on the freshies.
It's either that or you can You know, if you nail the restart, you can hang to his outside. I'm thinking about that too. That's what makes this restart so important, as you know. It's hard to do here at Martinsville if this restart zone plays a factor. It makes it difficult to restart second. It's here at Martinsville.
Absolutely.
1 to go on the pace car. Going to be coming around to 14 laps to go here. The same situation as before. Old tires on the at the front. Freshies on everyone behind them. Matty Ray, we're going to roll right on him for the restart. Approaching the zone now. Green flag is out. Better jump for James on the outside. Brad's going to get away and through the center of 1 and 2. Side by side for second. Matty Ray underneath James. A little bit of contact off the corner behind them. As James is going to clear him down the front stretch. Set his sights on the 33. Kutai Dahl super wide going down into the corner. He's going to lose all his track position. Got sent in there by somebody. I'm not sure who.
Ah, come on.
Believe that's Shane Bowen again. The 38 truck.
I was just starting to piece it together.
Gonna check it out here on the replay. Close racing throughout the pack. Going down to turn 3 here. Just a little bit of a tap from Ryan Barber. That's going to be 1. I believe we might see 2 down here in 1 and 2. Well, we'll see what happened to Kutai there. Just loose through the center. And there's contact number 2, Ryan Barber, just into the back of Shane Bowen. Looked like Shane got a little bit offline on entry looking in his mirror. And the inevitable happened with the 194 getting into the back of him. Ryan Barber, though, on the comeback trail, never mind wrecking somebody for it, but he's up to 5th. From 3 laps down, up into 5th spot. I'd say that's a hell of a comeback for Ryan Barber. Feel bad for Shane, though. Shane's having a great run in the 38 truck. Still time out there to get back out there, though. It just shows how tough the racing is here at Martinsville. All go away in a split second. I know that's what Brad Wright's thinking now after getting a mirror full. On that last restart, James, he did a lot better there, man. He really applied it, but he got 1 more to go. It's going to make it even tougher. You think he's playing some games in that box?
Honestly, no. But I don't know if that's subject to change. I really just got to make sure I'm either alongside him or tucked behind him. You know, that's the tough thing, is that I have to make a choice on what my plan of attack is going to be, basically like halfway down the straightaway.
Well, you
and
also
once you make a choice, there's no going back.
Most definitely. And there, you also got a trial run going into turn 1 on the outside. Maybe back up that entry. Get to that center bender. That's where he got you before. As we come down to the restart here, 8 laps to go. James is going to give it 1 more shot. Matty Ray, Lachlan Urquio, 3rd and 4th here. Brad Newman jumps the start a little bit away. There's no restart zone here in the Truck Series. Give himself a little bit of gap there on James. I'm sure he was not expecting that. Kind of spreads out the field a little bit, though. Coming back across the line, 7 laps to go. Still plenty of time for those new tires to catch him. But can he hold them off? Matty Ray, Lachlan Urquio, Ryan Barber to the inside of Jeremy Sumter. Jeremy going to go around into the wall.
No.
Caution is going to come out yet again. And he is going to park it up for the night. 52 going to take the tow. We're going to check this out on the replay. We see Ryan Barber in the 194. Big wiggle out of the 52, the 194 to the inside. And the 52 just locks up the rears, trying to beat him to the center. Outbrake. Trying to outbrake the car on the inside. And just asked too much of him, sent it around. Tough break for the 52. Had a great run tonight. Up in the top 5, up in the top 3. Saw him mix it up. Saw him have a little bit of an incident a couple cautions ago. Really sent him towards the back. And right there, he was back up to the 5th spot when he got into that incident. Typical Martinsville race, right, James? Up, down, up, down, up, down, and then on the hook at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, not what you wanted to see there with that yellow. You were closing back in on him. Seems like it's starting to turn into an official race in here.
Yeah, I needed some laps. I'm not quite able to get the jump I need on the restart, so I think that might be my hopes done.
Yeah, we had a pretty clean start to this race, 80 laps or so green. It was very impressive seeing that out of all these guys, but at one point Martinsville's going to show up. And this is Martinsville showing up, ladies and gents. With all these yellows here as of late. It's just a product of this racing. You can have the 20 best drivers on earth out here, and they're still going to run into each other. But next time around, we're going to get the 1 to go signal. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's going to be a green, white, checkered.
Yeah, we're going to get a natural green, white checkered here.
Yeah, natural green, white checkered, which leaves us the chance to have one more. We don't get to see that too often here in this Super Truck Series. This league's usually clean and green. Not often we get a green, white checkered, but if we're going to get it anywhere, I'd hope it be Martinsville. Right now, Brad Newman going for his 10th win on the season on old tires. James Watson trying to steal the show from him. Starting second, Matty Ray, Lachlan Urquio. Series veterans trying to steal a win. Starting third and fourth, Ryan Barber on the comeback trail. Starting fifth, green, white, checkered. Here from Martinsville Speedway, Brad Newman in the zone. He's going to go. Another one of those restarts out of Brad Newman. He's going to jump away from James Watson. James is pretty close, though. Got a lap and a half to do something with him. In line throughout the pack here. A race towards the back of the pack. White flag is up. Brad Newman. A couple more corners to go. James Watson's got one more shot at him for the win. Not close enough. Coming off of turn 4. Brad Newman in his 33 is going to steal win number 10 at Martinsville in dominating fashion. Brad Newman gets it done. James Watson going to come home in second. Matty Ray in third, your top 3. Great run. Great race by these guys out front. Good job, James. Second place.
Yeah, it's hard to beat someone with the level of talent that Brad Newman has, but, when you can keep with him as close as I did, keep locked step for the most part, that's still something in and of itself. I did not come in here expecting to win the race, so to get a second and to be right there knocking on the door, it was, I'll take it.
I'd say a pretty impressive run out of yourself tonight, and very impressive run out of Brad Newman. On those new tires, got back up through the pack, came up here, got the job done. We're going to step away, get a quick ad break in, and we'll be back with your interviews with the top 3.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1300 122 598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES Group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1300 122 598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to Martinsville Speedway. Just wrapped up our race here. We're going to go run through the top 10 finishers here tonight. Brad Newman, the 33 truck, came home your winner tonight. James Watson in second. Matty Ray in third. Lachlan Urquio in fourth. Ryan Barber on the comeback trail. 3 laps down. Come home and finish in fifth. Kutai Dahl in sixth. Tim Blundell in seventh. Ben Henniker in eighth. Shane Bowen in ninth. And Peter Jones in 10th. 11th is going to be Brian Blundell in the 86 truck. Jeremy Sumter with 52 is going to finish 12th. Brad Wright in 13th. Mark Grocott 14th. And Andy Barber rounding out your 15th place finisher. Going to be joined up here in the booth with our 3rd place finisher tonight, Matty Ray in the 83 truck. Matty, you got a copy?
I got a copy, Sean. How you going, man?
Doing good, man. Just watched 175 laps of you guys all beating and banging. How do you feel about your 3rd place finish tonight? You feel like you got anything for James there at the end?
Oh, yeah, I reckon I did, but, I mean, like, we know how hard James is to pass sometimes, so I figured I just was happy sort of settling where I was. I reckon I could have. If I forced the issue, I sort of saw us getting together and going into the wall and both of us finishing at the back. So I'm not that keen on bloody winning it. So, so I was more than happy to come home 3rd. And we had a good little battle at the same time. So, yeah, it was good fun. It was wicked.
Well, you being such a patient and smooth driver, you feel like the track like this plays into your wheelhouse? I kind of felt like it did leading into tonight's race, you being, just so composed behind the wheel compared to some of these other guys seeing that red mist. Do you ever feel like you got frustrated at all at one point tonight behind anybody?
Nah, not at all. Like you said, yeah, I do really like this place because it does sort of suit my sort of driving style. Like you say, I can sort of, I don't know, I guess it's maybe a bit of practice sort of thing. Not too bad under pressure, I assume, but yeah, no, I've always enjoyed doing this laps. I like just running laps here on my own, It's just one of those tracks. You can never get bored of it. And never run a perfect lap sort of thing. So yeah, old worn out place like this, I really like. And yeah, no, it was good. I had a few battles there, but I was sort of more mirror driving than anything. Like I said, I was more than happy just sitting where I was. I didn't know, but I figured I wouldn't have anything for Brad just because he's just so good. And yeah, like I said, if I wanted to race James, I reckon I could have, but I didn't see that ending too pretty, to be honest. But so yeah, no, I was, like I said, more than happy and more than chuffed with third, because coming in, we had a really nice set and made some changes, and then during the race, I sort of fired off, and it was a little bit free, which I was sort of like, nah, that's good. If I time my pit stop right, then I'll have just the right amount of sort of fuel in it to balance that out and tighten up the truck a little bit. So when the yellow did drop, that was around where I was thinking, dropped a little bit more fuel in it just to get us home. And that did sort of bring it to life a bit more. Under one of the other yellows, I think I put one more click on the perch just to help it on entry a bit. And yeah, it did feel really good. So yeah, no, really happy with what we did with the truck, and the changes we made worked as we assumed and thought it would. So no, happy days. That's more important to me than anything else. So yeah, we're making gains.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked for you. Lachlan, he had his hands full a couple times. I saw he was sliding all over the place. He's lucky to come home fourth.
Yeah, he was mashing the gas a little bit hard at times, and I've seen him in the mirror sawing at the wheel like a madman. But yeah, no, that was just like, this
He
is
still finished on your bumper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's lucky, man. He's nice.
That's Martinsville, yeah. That's Martinsville for you, man. Guess what? Third place finish.
Yeah. So
third place
we
finish
had a good
tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say so, man. Third place finish tonight. Anybody else you want to shout out for your top 5 run?
Yeah, of course. All the lads at TWRS for, like I said, all the help we get from them guys and setups and yeah, they're really good at what they do. You know, Mitchell Hunt in the truck specifically, he builds sets for us there, and yeah, he's really good. Man knows what he's doing. So yeah, massive thanks to TWRS, of course. We've got Scotcher Race Fuels, Cut 6 Sticker Co., Ray down at Moondog, and then a couple of charities we shout out with the Tourette Syndrome and the Alopecia Australia Foundation. Thanks, guys. And you guys, of course, Inside Lane, Kobe, Sean, yourself, James, all the time for all the work you guys are always putting in. This has been a really good series I've really enjoyed and had a lot of fun with, so thanks especially you guys.
Appreciate it up here. Congratulations on your third place run tonight. I'm going to send it over to James. He's going to be with our winner, Brad, and they can discuss racing for the win together.
Yeah, Brad, James in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you, mate.
Well, that was a heck of a race out there. I'm sure it wasn't as close as it looked like out there, but it was still a really incredible battle between the two of us. Just take us through it.
Yeah, the first half of the race was pretty tame, I guess, or uninteresting. Wasn't sure what you were going to do with pits, but I sort of had the time to react to whatever you did if need be. But yeah, no, the end was interesting. I decided at the end, Martinsville, everyone's getting a bit heated. I may as well just look after the track position, and because tires cool down under caution anyway, I thought with a short run, I'd rather just stay up front there and get it to the end.
Yeah, and it really worked out well. What was going to be your... Because I know you mentioned that you were going to base it off of what I was going to do. Did you have any sort of plan coming into this on when you might pit if we did somehow get green flag pit stops?
I would have just ran the tank out, whatever that would have been, 130 laps or so, whatever it was.
It was a remarkably clean race for the first half plus of it. Was that a bit of a surprise to you considering where we were racing?
I was actually more surprised how many cautions there were at the end because of how clean the first half of it was. But yeah, Martinsville's usually pretty messy. So yeah, it wasn't too bad at first.
All right, well, it was a fantastic run for you tonight. Got yourself over the 10-win mark for the season. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
Just you guys, as always, for putting these events on. Dean Thrower for being in my ear for these races, and the rest of the guys at Lobs Esports. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Brad, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Thanks, mate. See you then.
Well, James, it was quite an interesting race tonight. Came home second place. I'm sure you have some final thoughts to share with us about your experience out there. You know, it was quite a change of pace for the this series here. Got some cautions, got some wrecks, got some drama.
Yeah, well, it's nice to go out and run well. You know, there's always so much pressure you put on yourself when you're going to a track that you like, fits your driving style well, and you've had success in the past. You're basically write yourself a check that you're gonna have to cash, and so being able to go out there and actually run where you were hoping that you'd run, and bring home a good result, and make good on that pressure at least somewhat, it's a big relief to say the least.
Well, congratulations, man. You did a great job coming home in second spot. Check us out next week, everybody. Going to be wrapping up the season at Phoenix International Raceway. The finale going to be up into place. Brad Newman going for 11 wins on the season. Thank you all for stopping in tonight. Thank you to our sponsors. We'll check you guys out next week.